at you! Listen up, man.
I'm listening.
Cause we gon' de-roast and leave Freedom's Frontier.
Oh my God, I hit it! Sarge!
All right, cease fire! Cease fire!
I told you this fucking place wasn't safe.
They set us up, the bastards set us up.
Sarge, I'm in trouble, man. I'm in trouble, Sarge.
It ain't nothing, Brownie, it ain't nothing.
You sure, man?
It ain't nothing, man.
It sure feels like something, man. It feels bad, Sarge.
It ain't nothing, man.
Erickson. Sarge says I'm gonna be okay, man.
Oh, yeah. No sweat, Brownie.
Fuck this shit, man. Fuck this song.
Our first movie is Casualties of War, and it's based on a true story of a tragedy that took place during the Vietnam War when a 5-man unit of American soldiers kidnapped a young Vietnamese woman from her village, took her along on a patrol with them, raped her, and then murdered her.
Do it! Don't let him make you do it, Diaz! Don't do it, man!
Do it! Do it! Do it, you fucking piece of shit! Do it!
Diaz! Diaz!
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Diaz!
Do it!
You don't have to worry about her coughing anymore, Sarge.
4 of the men took part in the crime. The 5th one refused to join them, and although he was powerless to stop them from doing what they did, it was his testimony that eventually sent the other 4 to military prison.
You don't tell me shit about screaming, boy. I've heard a lot of fucking screaming in this country. Most of it's come from wounded American boys.
The movie stars Michael J. Fox as a soldier who doesn't want to go along with the crime, and Sean Penn as the sergeant brutalized by combat who was the ringleader for the whole episode. Michael Fox knows that what they're doing is wrong, and he says that it's wrong, but Penn makes it clear that in the jungle there's only one standard, the standard of power.
Clark got a weapon, Clark got a knife. We all got weapons. Anybody can blow anybody away. Any second. Which is the way it ought to be. Always.
Penn is so good there. I mean, throughout this entire movie, he is really so tough and so angry that it helps to convince you as to why he could force these other guys to do basically what was his idea to begin with.
Get away! That bitch! I stuck her more than twice! Wester! No! Wester! Stop it! No! Shoot her!
The bitter lesson of Casualties of War is that it's not always enough to have morality on your side. You also have to have the power to back up your beliefs. The movie's about the group dynamic in that small military unit where the veterans of combat have become so hardened that they no longer consider the Vietnamese to even be human beings. Fox is the newcomer. He's only been in combat a few weeks. He knows what they're doing is wrong, but he's outvoted, intimidated, and powerless. That process makes Casualties of War a strong and perceptive movie, although I could have done without the scenes at the beginning and the end of the film, which make the whole movie into a flashback, providing a conclusion that is so uplifting and gentle and unconvincing that it feels tacked on. I like the movie apart from the beginning and end.
I liked it too. I didn't like the setup where you see that Michael J. Fox is alive and telling the story in reflection, because that takes away obviously some of the tension.
Right.
During the piece. You know he's going to survive, and of course that's not what you know in any Vietnam situation. I think one of the problems people may have with this picture is that it is not a big-scale Vietnam epic, and with people like De Palma, Penn, and Michael Fox in it, you think big kind of picture. And it's a small, singular story, one person, one crime, which is obviously emblematic of a lot of what went on in the war. I liked it too. I thought Michael Fox did a good job in getting rid of his TV personality, his light comic personality, and as the picture progressed, his character was not...
Both of them did a good job, because Sean Penn, who, as we've said before, is one of the best actors around right now, he is so filled with venom and so filled with this coiled up tension that he's gotten from all of these months in the jungle, all of these months of living under the constant threat of death, that he is able to absolutely impose his will on the others, and he convinces us that he could do that. There's a scene where he's shaving before he's about to go out for his last night, and the way he shaved
I like that
had
too.
me on the edge of my seat, as if he were going to take that razor and do something else with it, or even cut himself.
Yeah, I figured he was going to cut himself. Let's talk about the a moral point of the film, which is said very directly into the camera, basically, by Michael Fox, where he says that because a soldier can die any moment, that is not a reason for him to be less human, but rather to be more human, more moral.
Yes.
I don't know that that applies in the battlefield conditions, but I know it applies in life.
Well, the amazing thing about this movie is how it really asks each one of us to ask the question, how would you behave in a situation like that? Would I have been any braver than the Fox character? No.
No, I wouldn't.
I think I would have been totally intimidated by Penn and these other three people.
I did testify at a court-martial, though. I will tell you this. I did testify. I must give myself a little credit. I actually, at jeopardy of being sent into...
Well, the one thing I would have preferred about this movie to just tell the story and leave off the prologue and the epilogue.
You had a bad dream, didn't you?
Yes.
It's over now, I think. Chào ông.